What's up, everybody? This is Cast One on You from Face Down Games, just coming at you real quick, because last night while I was streaming, I had a couple guys come in lobby over there on Twitch, and they had the same question that everybody has as a new player, and that was, how do you get to the level that you're at? Power level 98. How did you get there? What did you do? Help me. So, I'm not a big video maker. You know, this is probably one of my first. This is one of my first like tutorial videos that I've done. I'm sure they'll get better through time. So, just bear with me. I'm going to give you as much information as possible in as short amount of time as possible. So, leveling your home base, which is consists of your fort stats, which is your fortitude, your offense, your resistance, and your tech. The biggest key to doing that is going to your squads tab here, and you're going to go to your survivor squads. When you first start the game, you're only going to have a few of these open, but your main priority is to match your personalities. So if I go into this squad here, my leader is a mythic lead, and these are my squad members. They are all legendary. When you first start the game, you're not really going to get many legendaries, and you're not going to have any leads. You're going to start off with like uncommons, commons, and rares. You might get a few epics here or there. But basically what it consists of is your leader is the one that gives you the buff to your power level. Okay? And your squad members give the buff to your lead. Alright, so when you're placing your survivors in the proper slots, you want to match the requirements for your lead survivor on the right. Okay, so if we're looking here on the bottom right, it says slot a lead survivor to the gadgeteers. The bonuses of that is you want to slot a gadgeteer. Now, if you don't have a gadgeteer, you haven't gotten one yet, it is okay to slot another leader there. But once you get a gadgeteer, you need to make sure you're on top of putting that gadgeteer in slot. Always check it. Always make sure. Once you slot your leader, whether it's a gadgeteer or something else, because normally in the beginning you don't have certain leader slots available, so you're going to put something in there that you have. When you do that, you're going to match the personality with of your squad members with your leader. So this one, the personality on this one is curious, and all my other squad members have the curious personality as well, which is like the little hexagon looking thing with the 3 sections. And that will in turn provide a buff to my leader, which will then provide a buff to my power level. Okay, and that goes for every single survivor squad in here. Big thing to note when you're trying to do your survivor squads, you don't have to worry about this right away, but it is something that you want to try to prevent. Try not to have too many of the same personality between squads, because ultimately you're going to have a hell of a time trying to find that many of this type of squad. Like, I have 2 different Dreamer squads. You want to try to steer away from that. You know, I'm working on it. I'm slowly but surely kind of going through and replacing, you know, all the double squads that I have. Like, I've got the Close Assault Squad and the Corps of Engineering. I'm working on adjusting those. Like, I haven't gotten a mythic lead for this one yet. So once I do, hopefully it's one that is not an adventurous personality. You know what I mean? But yeah, so at this point in time, when you go through your squads, your survivor squads, you want to make sure that your leader matches the requirements on the bottom right. Once you get that matched out, then you can concern yourself with matching personalities of your squad members. When you match the personalities of your squad members, if you look to the left, you can see what your bonuses are on the bottom left side. Personality match is 7 out of 7, and the squad members that I have in slot here offer me a +5 to shield regen and a +5 to melee damage. The set bonuses is something that you're going to worry about later in the game once you get comfortable with managing your survivor squads, and I don't know, I guess maybe just figuring out how to do it in general. But that's the last thing you're going to concern yourself with. For right now, we need to focus on matching personalities, and making sure you have the proper leader in slot. When I started playing the game, I knew nothing about this. I didn't learn anything about this till I was at like power level 30, and I was wondering why I couldn't get any higher. I was pretty stagnant at power level 30. Nobody really informed me, so I did some digging and some research, and this is what I found. When you start the game, if you do have a leader slot available, but you don't have the proper leader, that like this one says slot an explorer, but you don't have an explorer, it is okay to put a different lead in there just to fill that slot, to get that little bit of a bonus. You're not going to get a heavy buff off of it because it's not the proper lead, but it's going to give you something better than what you already have, which is absolutely nothing. So say you slot like a gadgeteer in your explorer slot, because you have a gadgeteer and you need to get something in there to get a little bit of a buff. When you slot that gadgeteer into your explorer leader slot, you still need to make sure that the survivors that you're putting in the squad section match the personality of that gadgeteer. Okay? Now, once you finally get a proper lead, and it might happen to be a completely different personality, you need to rotate your squad members out with the proper personality. I strongly suggest stacking your survivors. Don't get rid of them. I go like a 2-month span where I stack all my survivors in an event, then I go through all my squads and I see if I can replace like an epic here with a legendary. If I can do that, then I will, and then I'll re-level and so on and so forth. So you'll see several times throughout my gameplay, man, where I'll be a power level 98, but then I'll drop down to a power level 96 because I'm rotating out my survivor squads. So this is the key. This is the basics. It's not hard to do, but it is hard to figure out in the beginning if you don't know what you're doing. Then that's really it. There's other ways to get survivors. You can transform survivors, which will re-roll you a new survivor with a different personality, but that is a future video. But that's the basics. Match the personalities, slot the proper leads in the proper slots, if you can, and then after as you're progressing, you're going to want to level each one of these as high as you can get them. The more you level them, the more of a buff they give your leader, and the more of a buff your leader gives your power level. So my power level is based on the fact that I have leveled these up to where they are, and the fact that I have the proper leads in the proper slots, along with the proper survivors to match the personality of the leads. Hopefully that's understandable. I'm not really good at doing this, video thing, but I'm trying to help out the people who come to my stream all the time and ask me that same freaking question every single night, and I have to explain the same thing every night. This is for you guys. Hopefully this will help you. If it did kind of give you some kind of heads up, if I'm making myself clear, do me a favor, just like the video, shoot me a sub, and I will continue to make more videos in regards to questions that people have. There's a lineup of questions, man. It never gets old. But yeah, shoot a like and get a subscribe on there on my YouTube. And again, I'm live every single night between 8:30 and 9:30 till around 3. Depends on circumstances in the home. It's twitch.tv/FaceDownGames, FACEDOWNGAMES, all one word. I'm there every night, man. You come in there, ask some questions. I'll do the best I can to help you. Just do me a favor, don't come in there begging for shit. That I don't do. It'll get you banned and kicked real quick. Other than that, I hope the best. Happy Fortniting, and may the noob be with you.